Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Cats Track, What's Cool in the Caribbean. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this with your friends. Today's episode is with our friend Arjun Channa. Arjun was born in New Delhi, India, one of my favorite places in the earth. I met him here in Calgary when he was general manager for the Westin, and now he lives in St. Thomas as the general manager for the Ritz-Carlton. So cool. Arjun is devoted to his family and their happiness as his happiness, along with his life's mission. Besides his loved ones, Arjun is extremely passionate about making a difference for the better in the lives of anyone who comes in his path, and I've seen that time and time again. He also loves creating a defining moment out of what seemed to be a regular moment each and every day. Arjun believes that we have just one life, hence defining moments cannot be left in the hands of destiny or what others believe to be milestone celebrations. Friends, you'll find his full bio attached. Arjun, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Love
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to this. I know you'll have some really good words of wisdom as always.
Oh, you know what? I've always admired you. You know that very well. Every interaction you and I've had in Calgary, it's always been meaningful. So I'm not even surprised that you're doing this for the love of the people and for your network. So I appreciate it.
Thanks, Arjun. Well, I'm blessed that you're here and I'm looking forward to this. Are you ready for the questions we sent you?
Absolutely. Ready.
Excellent. Okay, the first one being, why do you do what you do in the world of work?
You know, I started this journey 31 years ago, and I saw my dad, who was the general manager of the Sheraton in New Delhi, and I saw that how he was such a giving person, how much everybody admired him. And I could never really understand anything about position at that time. He was the general manager there and all that, etc. I said, this is awesome that he's making difference in the lives of people. I want to do the same. And just by the way, by doing that, can I also travel the world? Because I really want to discover the world. So that's been my single biggest reason I do what I do, is that my job allows me to travel. So today that I'm in St. Thomas, as you said, at the Ritz-Carlton, St. Thomas in US Virgin Islands, this is my 12th country in my career and 15th destination. And I just love it. I mean, there's a hotel always somewhere. And if you're lucky enough to work hard to, make it clear to the company where you want to go, they'll do their part to help you. And 8 interviews later, who knew I was going to inherit this beautiful Ritz-Carlton in the middle of this beautiful east end of St. Thomas Island. And it's just been absolutely fantastic. To be honest with you, it's all about the people. I mean, a hotel is just a hotel, like any organization, any office. And you know that, Catherine. And I know you thrive on your network. I've always said your network is truly your net worth. Because at the end of the day, I can literally bring it down to a dime or put a dollar amount to how much you're really worth by taking all your assets, whatever your savings, your investments, everything. But one thing that I can't put a dollar to is the people you know. And just by being there on one phone call and that person makes something happen, that magic is just priceless. And with your permission, I'd like to share a recent example that will probably answer your question the best way.
Yeah.
We were going to go into our sold out hotel on the 31st December. And what a problem to have, right? I mean,
yeah.
And I didn't even have people that we could serve. And how many hotels are craving for even 1% occupancy in today's world? And we were going into a sold out hotel because there was so much amped up demand. We got a phone call from a travel agent who said to us that there was a family that the gentleman of the family was terminally ill. And on his bucket list, the one thing that was there, the only thing he wanted was his family to have one last holiday with him. He just wanted to have a holiday with them. A couple of his family members could not afford the Ritz-Carlton. That was one issue. And second, the travel logistics and how would he be with, all the thing, etc. And he was only given a couple of months at that time. And long story short, we as a team asked the right questions. We put him in the presidential suite. We made sure that his families all stayed here. We made the budget work. It was not about money. Ritz-Carlton, like any organization on the luxury end, is all about profit. Yes, it is. But the proof of what we wanted to give here, once again, to what we do and why we do it, is we did it because it was important for him. It was because of him. It was not about the money in the bank. We created that indelible marks for them by different things. We put favorite color inside the room. We made his favorite amenity, his dog who he was missing with the photograph. The team went out of the way to make everything happen. We had a WhatsApp group just for him to make sure his family was looked after. And one thing that really blew the family away is that we made him plant a tree in our soil over here. And it was a citrus tree. And when I get the opportunity to make a little speech in front of his family of 16 people, it was along the lines that this is a giving tree. And it was all about that the tree is always going to give. And that's the kind of person the guest was. And I'm only sharing his name because of privacy, of course. And the guest was all his life, he was a giving person. And that's what the family told me. And we were doing this because that's who we are, that we know that they would love that. We don't know anything about the guest at that point. And you won't believe it, that tree planting was so magical.
Oh, yeah.
Our 300 plus employees were all touched with their hearts. They all of a sudden realized that this is beyond just a paycheck. This is beyond about just providing a service because the guest asked for it. This was about going beyond for another family. And here is the end to the story. First, this has become a legendary wow story that the senior leaders of Ritz-Carlton, and that's why I love the brand. The brand inspires you to be who you are and to bring out the best in you. They're making this into a legendary story for all Ritz-Carltons worldwide. That's one. Number two, again, we didn't do it for that. We did it because that's who we are. That's the family, what the family needed. Number two, the guest niece was on island and she heard about this and she had missed the occasion to come as well. She came in and took a photograph with the tree, as the very least. And unfortunately, yesterday we learned that the gentleman lost his battle to cancer. And if I only showed you the emails from his sisters who are writing about like a baby brother and everything, once again confirmed why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we in this business of making a difference in people's life? It's about being there for them. It's in our little world trying to, not even about legacy, to be honest with you, because a legacy lives only as long as people remember you. Yeah. And if you made it as memorable, right, eventually it goes away. Yeah. So it's not even about that. It's about that particular moment. So when you made my introduction now, and that's what I'd love the viewers to hear and remember, it's not about just because it's the 25th wedding anniversary that you have to really celebrate. Just because somebody decided that 25th wedding anniversary is a something that you celebrate, or a birthday and all that. I'm not saying don't do it, but who says that the 25th year of your wedding anniversary is going to be your best year just because 25th is celebrated? Why not the 22nd year was yours? Why don't you make the moment count? So I'm all about moving forward. For me, it's all about take any moment and make it magical. And I hope I know it's a longer answer, but this one incident is resonating in all our hearts. This morning, we all the leaders and the entire hotel, no matter what they were doing, at 10 a.m., everybody had 1 minute of silence to send strength to the family of this guest, and more importantly, to his soul. So,
oh, wonderful! What a wonderful story. Thanks for sharing.
Pleasure. Thanks.
I've always loved your heart from the very beginning I met you, and the Ritz is very fortunate to have you lead. I'm very glad you're there.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
How about your top 3 things, Arjun?
The top 3 things for me, I think at the end of the day, first is be there for the people. I mean, truly be honest to yourself. And that's how the people will see through you and really get to know you better. I'm all about vulnerability, Catherine. It's all about vulnerability, and it doesn't come easy on everybody. Let's be clear about that. But I've also learned the more vulnerable you are, the more strength you can draw. Then you can actually learn more about yourself. And at the end of the day, if it's not about learning about yourself, then honestly, what else is it all about? So I think the first most important thing is to be vulnerable, to learn about yourself. And when you learn about yourself, through that, you learn about other people. That would be the first. Second, I think, don't wait for tomorrow. I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's for the sake of business or as a personal relation, don't leave it till tomorrow. I mean, we've all grown up with some vices from our mothers and our folks and uncles and aunties and all that. But at the end of the day, what you can get done today, don't leave it for tomorrow. And I know it's easier said than done, and it's very easy to put something off, but it's those little things that make a big difference, and literally trying to get it done is beautiful. One of the things that I enjoy so much with teams is the cadence of honest accountability, but more importantly, the cadence of getting things done. And now, whether it's personal life or professional life, when you know that there is a feeling that things get done, that is truly magical. And I know that a lot of people are hurting in today's world right now. Nobody knows where is the end to this horrible pandemic and the vaccines kicking in and all that, et cetera, that's going on. But even just giving hope to somebody and giving that attitude that, you know what, this shall too pass. And at the end of the day, having the attitude of getting things done, no matter what it is, it's a beautiful feeling. I mean, look at you yourself. You created this since April last year, and you created this out of nowhere. And even though somebody had told you maybe years back, but out of either necessity or your own passion, or a mix of both, you've created this podcast and this to get to people, to make sure that you are celebrating friends and your network, to make sure that other people still get hope from this. And last but not the least, I think at the end of the day, celebrate more. Here and on Fridays, it's called Recognition Fridays. And I encourage the team to bring either a team member or at least mention them. And it's about celebrating. There's so much to celebrate. And we can get caught up in our whirlwind, which is so easy, irrespective of whether we are working or waiting for a paycheck or waiting to a phone call to come in. We're still get sucked up in our daily whirlwind and that mindset. Don't let that hijack you at the end of the day. So always keep that winning mindset, challenge your own mindset if need be, and call a friend kind of a thing, but etc. So I hope that answers the question.
I love it. I knew I'd love this one. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. And your last one with the opportunity or new frontier on the horizon.
When I introduce myself, I love introducing myself by saying that the U.S. Virgin Islands is my 12th country, and I said it's a lot easier to say where I've not been than to have been, and I'm trying to be very humble here. My goal is, yes, I'm proud of it because it's my journey. Everybody should be proud of their journey.
Yes.
But more importantly, I'm trying to excite people to travel, as and when safe and when they can. And I said, only Latin America is the only continent that I have not had the privilege to work, and that's next. And Spanish is also my 7th language that I've just started doing with Rosetta Stone. And honestly, again, in my world, I just want to make the world a smaller place. It's just by connecting people. And it's amazing how I can sit right here on the comfort of my desk and help somebody sitting in Hong Kong or somebody in Jordan or somebody in Abu Dhabi. All I have to do is just connect 2 people there and it works. And it's just sitting over here. It's just so magical that you were able to do it. So I think what's next for me is, at the right time, I would love to go and experience Latin America. We are here today because this was my promise to my wife. She wanted to go somewhere warm. I'm sorry I left you in cold Calgary back, but I know that the Calgary has been enjoying some good weather right now. So
it is beautiful today.
No. But my promise to my wife was that all her life, she's followed me wherever the career was. And even coming to Calgary, which was not on the agenda, but I'm so glad I came to Calgary. Wow. And I spent 5 years. By the way, it should be on record that that's the longest I've stayed in one place. That was full 5 years in Calgary.
Wow.
The longest I've stayed in a place was about 3.5, 4 years.
Wow.
So that's how much I'm proud of my tenure in Calgary and Western Canada. So I'm really excited. I'm not challenged by I've got to do something next immediately. I'm not stressed about that. I don't stress too easy on those things. I just take it as it goes. And I truly believe that the winds do come in at the right time and keep experiencing the world until one can. So.
Oh, have you ever thought of writing a book?
Well, yes, that's true. I have been asked that question many times.
I bet.
With the grace of God and the love of friends like yourself and encouragement, I might just start typing it this year.
I think so.
I've been thinking about it, and the reason, the way I want to do the book is more of a story. Mm-hmm. And you remember the good old times when we used to have the 1 Minute Manager?
Yes.
Those little series.
Yeah, they were great.
If anything that's happening in the social world when it comes to something like TikTok, and I'm not saying you need to be on TikTok or on me, I'm on it just because of my teenage kids. just to keep it that. But if you look at the brilliance behind TikTok, where you are posting a funny video of a minute or less with some crazy music. So if you think about that in our everyday life, that we are struggling to keep attention of people.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. It's just not easy. It's not their fault, nor yours. You can try as much as you want. And today, look what's happening. I mean, you're sitting in beautiful Canada. I'm sitting south over here in Caribbean, and we are still able to connect with the comfort of technology. But if you were doing a Zoom call when you can't see the people or whatever, it's not easy to keep people's attention. So how do you make their attention by quick, short stories to the point and excite them to ask the next question? Like, I'm really curious to know a little bit more. So if and when I do that book, it's going to be all about inspiring short stories that you can always have at the tail end of it. In the last paragraph, there will always be a call to action.
Love it.
I hope to be able to do that. You'll get the first copy.
I can't wait. And I will promote that one everywhere.
I appreciate that.
Arjun, thank you so much for joining me today. I know our audience will love what you had to say. Many blessings to you and your family, and to your mom from India. I hope that she enjoys the rest of her stay, and a big happy birthday to her.
I appreciate that so much. I need you to look after yourself. You're glowing as always, even though the pandemic. And to all your listeners, from the bottom of my heart, this shall too pass, and we will thrive. We just need to stay safe. And if anybody has any questions specifically about doing business in the Caribbean, please let them connect to me through you. I'll be more than happy to assist with some advices, whatever I can. And it's been great so far. So all the very best to you, Catherine. And thank you so much for having me on this. I am beyond grateful to you.
I am grateful. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you again. Everyone, Arjun in St. Thomas, Ritz-Carlton. Oh my gosh, I am very jealous today. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us on Cat's Track. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.
Thanks.